We did it. We made the
We
thing
did it.
live. Yeah, we didn't. We made the thing live. Yeah, and I just checked on YouTube. It is working.
Uh
We are
oh.
there.
That's scurry. I'm scared.
Ah, you're fine.
Okay. You say so. I trust you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, it
Let's
ain't
get
no
on.
fact.
Let's do comments. There we go. Got the view on there, and
Okay.
I can check here as well. Hey, Nikki's here.
What's up, Nikki? How you doing? How you doing?
Whoa, Lafayette, Indiana. Word up. Hmm.
Wow. All right.
Okay. I'm originally from Chicago, so I know exactly where that's at.
There
Hi,
you go.
Nikki.
Wonder if we should
Hi,
do.
TT.
So, do we need to do a disclaimer before it starts?
Oh,
Because
we will. We will.
violence and nudity and swearing.
Yeah, we will. I like your avatar. That's pretty cool. Did you make that? Mm-mm. People are
So before we
rolling.
get started, let's just pretend like we're not live and let's just talk smack about people.
Okay, who you want to talk about?
Jake Paul, bro. I
uh,
like I can't tell you how many times I've watched highlights of the fight, and I keep coming back to the fact that Joshua Anthony Joshua. I'm two guys fighting. They both have their names are both first names, right? Um, but I was like, I hope I never get my ass whooped by somebody who doesn't even break a sweat or breathe heavy, because that's the worst part. It's not that how much he whooped that dude's ass. It's the fact that when he walks away, he's just like it's like la di da di da di da 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 da, and he's it's like you can hear him humming John Coltrane playing. These are my favorite things.
these are.
When the jaw breaks, when
Oh,
the boy falls. I mean, it's like, yo. But that was the thing. I was like, it's like the only sweat that dude has on him is Jake Paul's sweat.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Or his
yeah.
tears.
It might have been. It might have been probably because like you saw the sweat. It was might have been saliva because there was a lot of that flying out of his mouth at the time. Oh, Nick
Yeah.
says the shot of him getting KO'd looks like a Renaissance painting. uh,
Yeah.
shout
No,
out. Oh my gosh.
it's
Yeah, it,
craziness,
it,
man.
it's pretty bad. Yeah, I've been saying, man, I can't wait to see the memes. I can't wait to see the memes that are created from this and the videos and the gifs. Oh, it's gonna be so bad. It's so great at the
Yeah,
same time.
I almost feel bad being so amused by it, but not really.
Mm.
Um, you know, that was it's just funny
Oh,
watching him every time he's trying to do a takedown. You know what I'm saying? So
oh,
anyway,
oh.
it
Nick says he has memes already and he'll send us some. By the way,
okay.
Robert, uh, what part of Chicago you from, man? I saw that you said you were originally from there too. Yo, what up?
What's up, Chaz? It's
Oh,
6. We'll get started in just a minute. Give a couple people a little bit more minutes to trickle in. Right?
yeah,
Is that good?
yeah, we
This
can do
is
that.
your show, really. I'm just a guest.
That's funny.
I'm
You know,
just
he
Jake
keeps saying
Paul.
that. He just said, "Oh no." Well, then I have no use for you.
Well, you could use me to toughen up your fists. I could pound my
to,
face into
oh
your
yeah,
fist over
knuckle
again.
exercise. Okay,
Yes, 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 yes.
exercise. South side. Okay, yeah, me too. Well, South side. Uh, gosh, Cabrini Green. Then up north on 48, 48. Harvey at one point. Rogers Park, Logan Square, all that. Sorry, I was just enough Chicago talk. My bad.
It's
Um,
okay.
yeah. All right, we got a nice little audience here, and uh, let me ask you folks. You guys, has anybody here say yes if you've seen any of this before? Have you ever seen Black Santa's Revenge? Just curious.
I think there's one person I saw pop up. I think is has seen it before at least. So you know, see, I can't. You see everything. I can't
Ah,
see anything on that. So,
here we go. We got
yes, I knew Mikey had seen it.
okay.
Don't
Uh,
spoil it for anyone, Mikey.
my
Please.
my aunt has not seen it, so they're in
Okay.
for a treat. Nikki has not seen it. Oh, okay. Saw a few years ago. Rev Gem 523. Okay,
Okay.
here we go. Oh boy, David,
Hmm.
have you seen it?
Me? No, I've never seen it before. Never
Okay,
seen it.
yeah, you know I
I
can watch
wrote it,
this.
produced it, directed it, but I've never seen it. I can't bring
Mm,
myself to watch it.
I understand.
I'm also in it too, by the way. And I did the voiceover for the trailer, for the teaser trailer. I did a lot. I did some of the catering too, if I remember correctly. There's a lot of stuff I did. We can talk about it all. We'll talk about
Oh,
it all in the movie.
look at this.
Oh, did a short video review of it. I need to see that video. I hope, well, as long as it was positive. If it was negative, I don't need to see it because I got enough negative stuff out there about me from like everybody, from people I went to grade school with to people I've dated. So I'm fragile that way. So unless it's positive, I don't want to hear it. Please,
Okay.
Christmas and belated birthday, positive only.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. It's gonna be
Yeah,
very interesting. I mean, just let's first before we get into it. Can we let me talk about this poster? Who did this?
I did.
Okay, word up.
Yeah, it's
What was?
terrible.
No, no,
It's
no. It's actually pretty on brand and great for like what you were making, in my opinion. Anyway, um,
I don't. I'll be
just real
honest.
quick. He
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Okay.
Okay. No,
Yep.
I honestly don't remember how I did it in Photoshop. We did a big photo shoot with Ken right before we started shooting the movie, and the dude who shot the photos, the promotional photos, like clearly didn't understand how to focus the camera. And so like
Mm,
there's like 100 photos of Ken and almost all of them are out of focus. The lighting's bad. And so it took me like I had to do this in order to get it to look, it was me messing around in Photoshop, not knowing really what I'm doing. And on top of that, that I probably put this thing together. Um, well, it was a very long time ago because I made this movie quite some time ago, which we'll talk about that afterwards.
okay. All right. But like as far as art direction, like is this what you wanted? Like you was like you just wanted him stand just straight in, you know.
Yeah, originally what I wanted was there's the movie poster for the John Woo film Hard Boiled
Mm-hmm.
has got Chow Yun Fat holding this baby with in one arm and a shotgun in the other, and that's what I wanted. And we had this little girl who we hired to pose with Ken, and but none of the pictures came out. I don't even think I sent you any of those. They came out
Dang.
really bad,
Mm.
and it was one of those things you learn lessons along the way. Which is you have something in your head that you want to do, but if you don't have the skills to do it, you're relying on somebody else, and sometimes people aren't totally honest about their skills, like how to focus a
True.
camera. So
um. Hey, thank you for joining us, Davina.
thank you.
Rev Jim says that they met Ken at a convention and asked him where they can get a copy of this movie, and he said he didn't even have one. So
Man, see, Ken has he used to at least, he had at least 200 copies at one point because I sent them a bunch. I still
mm.
have some in a closet somewhere. So, and I'll call Ken after this. But I still have some. I do have some still.
Hey, Chicagoland is in the house.
What's up, Chicagolandy? How you be?
All right, so if y'all ready to get this movie started, say yeah. You know, or we can just keep talking at you. But if you're ready to get down, let me know in the comments. Say yeah. In the meantime, look at this. Spoiler.
And someone fired a shotgun. No.
No, right? It's only on the cover.
Yeah. Well,
All right,
as
be ready.
we're about to get started, right? So
Yeah.
I wanted to offer a disclaimer real quick. You're all about to watch a short film called Black Santa's Revenge, written, produced, directed by myself. I'm actually in it too. We'll talk about all the stuff afterwards. Now, for those of you that haven't seen the movie, it runs about 20 minutes, 21 minutes. And this is the most important thing I can tell you. It's got a lot of profanity. It's very violent, and there's pointless nudity in it. All of the things that someone like me wanted when I made this movie for like 13-year-old me when I would, watch stuff on cable I wasn't supposed to watch. So that's kind of what this is my homage to not just blaxploitation, but all those exploitation movies from the 80s. So if you're easily offended by too much profanity, pointless violence, and pointless nudity, the nudity is so pointless in this movie, I want to say, that I actually almost hired somebody to re-edit it to cut some of it out because I was like, damn, this is too much.
Wow.
But
dude, okay. I guess we'll be ready.
We're getting ready to watch Black Santa's Revenge. I want to thank everybody who's come out and joining us here online, and Sean, Cerius Blaq, my main man. We're going to talk about this afterwards. We'll have a little conversation afterwards, answer some questions. So
yeah, and when we get to the Q&A,
I'm not going to get up and leave.
You're not?
No, I'm not going to get up and leave. I love this movie.
Okay.
It's like my child.
Let me ask the audience this before we get started. It is 20 minutes. Do you want me to pause at any point if we see something super wild that we may want to talk about? Or do you want me to just go through it and y'all save your questions for the end? Let me know, please.
I think we should wait and save all the questions till the end, because the biggest question is going to be why? Why did you do that? And I'm just going to I'll be honest. I'll be honest with my answers.
Okay. Hey. One run through, please. We got more. We're getting a little bit more votes for one run through and questions at the end, which is probably what the discussion and Q&A is for anyway. So that's pretty cool. We can get right into it. Let me just get right back to these comments and make sure.
So turn your lights down low. Look, I'm going to turn my lights down low. How's that? And that's a little too dark.
Wow. All right. We're going to go. Somebody said that I don't think there's enough nudity.
Oh, Caleb. All right. Well, we're going to get to it.
Okay. Let me know if there's any sound issues or anything like that. This is too over for subtitles. Let's just go.
All right. Here we go.
Look at that badass mofo.
That's me.
Man, shoot the dice. Shoot the motherfucking dice. Come on, man.
Lie bump, let me do this, all right, man?
What is this? Hurry up. I'm just tired of sitting here waiting. It's been a long night.
Whose dice are these?
Just shoot the damn dice, man.
Yeah, watch this.
Man, let's get to doing it. Show it to me. That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna show you how it's done. We're gonna show you how we do it like this.
Go ahead.
Papa need a brand new pair of shoes.
No shoot, no shoot.
Hell yeah. Give me my money. This is all my money. This is all my money.
You don't give me a chance to make my money back, man? You don't leave me enough to take home, man?
Man, Christmas came earlier this year. You didn't know?
Christmas. All right, come on. Get out of here, man. Go on. Talk to y'all later, man. Go ahead, Charlie. Talk to y'all later, man.
I love that.
Oh, Santa will see what he can do. That sounds reasonable, son. That sounds reasonable.
I know this list is kind of long, but I have a younger sister, and since I have to share with her, I figure some of these things on the list are kind of for her, too. So really, the list isn't that long if you stop to consider that everything is going to be used by 2 people, which, when you think about it, means everything I've asked for is really only half a present. Because it's going to be used by 2 people. I mean, that does make sense, doesn't it? Are you asleep?
That sounds reasonable. Santa will see what he can do.
Were you even paying attention to what I said?
Now move this one along, please. Merry Christmas, child. Next. Well. How you doing, man? Whoa, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, and what can I do for you, young man?
I want a bite.
A bite? Have you been good? You ain't been stealing no candy from the stores.
Not since that one time.
Not since that one time you got caught when your mama whooped your behind. See? Santa knows everything. I don't like 5-0. You can't fool me. Now you promise me you're not gonna steal anything ever again.
I swear I won't steal anything ever again.
A bite. Well, that seems reasonable. Santa will see what he can do. Give me a smile. See you at Christmas.
Well, we made it through. Barely.
Yeah, you could say that again.
How long you been doing this?
A long time, but not long enough to get my pass to heaven.
Is it always this crazy?
It seems to have gotten worse.
Well, everybody wants a handout.
Yeah, things are tough all over.
Well, it's a good thing we got all those toys donated to us this year.
Hey, we do have enough toys for these kids. Santa made a lot of promises, and I don't want to seem like a punk to all these kids.
Come and see for yourself. There's a small fortune in this room. Enough for all the kids.
Well. Funny how a little thing like this is so important.
God bless us, everyone.
What's going on here?
We come for the toys.
But this is for charity.
Good. Cause we in need.
This is for the kids. Why you want to mess up Christmas for a bunch of kids?
Cause I don't like kids.
And I hate cricket.
So what you're telling me is that 4 guys broke into the community center, hit you over the head, and stole all the toys from the back room.
That is exactly what happened.
And you never seen any of these guys before.
Yeah. One was the Easter Bunny, the other was a Tooth Fairy, the other was the Great Pumpkin, And the fourth one, I believe, was Tyrone the Kwanzaa elf.
So you didn't recognize any of them?
You already asked me that 3 times.
And why do you think they stole all the toys?
How do I know why they stole all the toys?
Just asking.
Well, if I was a detective, which I'm not, I guess they'd be looking to do something with them. You know, like perhaps sell the toys? What the fuck else you gonna do with a bunch of toys?
That's what I'm asking you.
Oh, I get where you're going with this. You think I was in on it?
Hey, please sit
You
down.
think I'm in on it?
I never said any such thing. Just sit down.
Let me tell you something. I don't know what your problem is. But do you know how many poor kids sat on my lap telling me what they wanted for Christmas?
No, how many?
A lot. That's how many. A whole motherfucking lot. And now none of them are gonna be getting anything because someone stole all the toys from the community center. Those kids are gonna wake up Christmas morning. They're gonna go to open their presents, and you know what they're gonna find?
What?
Not a motherfucking thing. You know what they're gonna be thinking? They're gonna be thinking, damn, man, Santa let me down. He said he's gonna bring me a bike, and all that rat soup-eating motherfucker did was leave me a bunch of empty promises and broken dreams. And you can't do that to kids, man. You can't leave them empty promises and broken dreams. It destroys their lives, man.
Are you sure you don't have anything else you want to tell us?
I know what your problem is. You know what your problem is? You ain't never had to ask Santa for a G.I. Joe, a Kung Fu grip, or a bicycle, or a teddy bear, only have some motherfucker steal your shit and leave you crying in the ghetto with nothing to eat but government cheese and a mayonnaise sandwich. So instead of you sitting there on your pork chop ass looking at me like I did some shit wrong, get out there and find them toys. And then we all can have a merry motherfucking Christmas.
Precinct 13, can I help you?
Yes, Sarge. Someone just reported a burglary at the Salvation Army.
And when did this happen?
In the last hour.
Suspects?
No, sir. The bastards just stole all the toys that were donated. Anyway, we'll be out there looking for those sons of bitches.
You're free to go.
Just like that?
Somebody just knocked off the Salvation Army and stole all the toys. Looks like Christmas is gonna suck ass for a lot of kids this year.
You got that fucking right, Chief. Merry Christmas.
Go in. Flying guillotine, triple kick, beat Jean Kundo via Telemundo. Now he speak freaky Ginsu. Met a mama sign, blacker knees at a club in Ginza. Box cutter blender, used to scream Beijing opera. Had to get Yakuza papers, toe jumbo, crush niggas. House of flying daggers, homicide anger. Gamma knife treatment.
I hate working on Christmas Eve. It's always so dead.
Yeah, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
What?
Never mind.
Hey, Santa. Hey, Santa. Santa. Is it too late for me to send in my wish list?
Seriously. There's not gonna be Christmas. Because some sons of bitches are running around town stealing all the toys.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Can I get you another one?
Leave the bottle.
Hey, Santa. Think I can get a new pair of tits for Christmas?
Oh, jeez.
deuce, carry cumulus, doom in the double. Time weighing Uzis, I mold movies from tainted movies for werewolves and rookies that copycat my boogie. Stashed in the fertile ass with a dreaded gold bloom. Black like the solid cinnamon science protein. Wakes with active over Fernando. Easy in the cell, except in scandalous man low. With water back tadpoles, get left my royal. On their knees, beating 80.
Man, Sam, you ain't nothing but a punk-ass bitch.
That's for real, though. You ain't nothing but a rat suit eating mother.
That sounds like bullshit to me.
Wee, it's cold out there.
Where the hell have you been?
Me? I've been taking care of business, baby.
Taking care of business. Smoking crack and chasing hookers is not taking care of business. Oh, yeah. It's a recreational pursuit. We've been sorting this shit for hours and you're taking care of business.
Man, I think you should just calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down. Just get to fucking work.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, you naughty motherfuckers.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Comic book this, you sorry son of a bitch. All right, boys. Let's party. Checking it twice. Gonna put all you motherfuckers on ice. Where are you? Milk drinking, cookie eating, motherfucker! I got your intro. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. None of you should have done it. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. None of you should have done it!
gotta kill me. Don't kill me.
Why'd you do it, man?
You don't understand. I work so hard for no money. I'm a volunteer at a non-profit. That's not fair.
And stealing stuff from kids is fair? Messing up Christmas for kids who don't have anything to look forward to except a few toys once a year? That's fair?
Keep the toys. Do whatever you want with them. Sell them. Keep the money. Well, fuck you, Kris Kringle.
Fuck you, scumbag. Merry Christmas. Hello. Well, Mrs. Claus didn't tell me what was in this, but it's for you.
You're the best Santa ever.
That sounds reasonable. How many more do we have?
We've got a whole lot more.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Thank you. Sean, you're still muted, you know.
Yeah, I didn't want to clap right into the mic, but
Okay.
I did want to stop here and so that everybody could see the cast, just in case.
Okay, yes, there we go. There's now the exploding head thug was played by Tyrone Savage, but that's me. That's my stage name, in case y'all didn't know.
I had no idea. Tyrone Savage is
Tyrone Savage, yes. I think Tyrone actually might even have his own IMDb page, but I can't remember. But look at how Tyrone is spelled. It's a very unique spelling. Let's see,
What the
Tyrone.
What? Wait, how did you?
Oh, you know what? You should. I did a trailer for. I was trying to make a Tyrone Savage movie called "Beat That Ass," and there is a trailer for it on YouTube. I don't know if we can find it, but I forget about these things that I've done.
I will go look for it while people start filtering in their questions. Keep putting your questions in the chat, and I will bring them up as I go through. And so, what is it called?
Beat That Ass. It's the teaser trailer. It was one of the crazier things that I did. I did it before this, actually. It was me testing out a couple of things that I was trying to do. So,
holy crap! Okay, well, I found it, and we will watch it in a little bit. But I want to give the people. Should I continue with the credits on this first, though, so that people?
I mean, I don't necessarily think we need to. I think we're fine, right?
Okay. Yeah, that'll be all right.
I mean, they can watch it again and watch the credits if they want to know. There's only like 5 other people. I mean, we made it with a tiny crew, the small crew. Those kids, you know, they say never work with kids or animals, and there's a reason why. We had like, I think we had like over 100 extras with the kids, and that was they were really difficult to deal with. They were difficult.
The kids.
Yeah, it was actually the kids weren't that bad. It was their parents, because we needed to have, just for a whole host of reasons, we needed to have at least one guardian for every kid who was there, someone who was responsible for them. And then I had a kid wrangler who was also there, and it's a very big space. If I remember correctly, we sort of divided the kids up into groups. So we had the larger group, and then that we could get for the big wide shots, and then we shrunk them down. And we shot it all relatively quickly, but it was like, you know, you get 100 kids in a single spot and tell them they're going to be in a movie. And then the first time they saw Ken, you seldom do shoot stuff in order. So the first time they saw Ken, he comes out in makeup and he's all bruised and beat up. We shot that final bit, and like a couple of the kids freaked out, and they were like, "You beat up Santa!" And even though we told them before, I told them beforehand. I come up and I was like, "Hey, look, just so you know, we're making a movie. The guy who plays Santa is going to come out, and it looks like he was in a fight, but it's all just makeup. He's not hurt, so I don't want any of you to worry." And these damn kids don't pay attention to a thing you say. So he came out, and there were a couple of the kids freaked out. It was kind of
that's sweet and sad.
Yeah, well, that's what childhood is. A little bit sweet, a little bit sad. So
right now, I just wanted to share this comment about Tyrone Savage.
Yeah.
Gwen has a question. She wants to know, do you still have that vest, though?
I actually, I gave that vest to my the daughter of a friend of mine for her bat mitzvah. She was totally into theater when she was a kid, and I was like, I gave her the vest, and I don't know if she still has it or not. That was a long time ago.
You should find out. Elevate has a comment here that I think most of us are thinking, and I think you should know.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but this is new information for a lot of us, and there's no way we can not do this from now on.
I want to say that one of my other films that I did, I have a little cameo, and I think I credited myself as Tyrone Savage in that. And but there was a point in my life, we're talking, this was over 20 years ago, where I wanted to do a series of low budget short films, or not short films, just low budget films. And it was the Beat That Ass series. And, it was kind of like those movies from the 80s with like Don the Dragon Wilson and guys like that.
Future Kick.
Yeah, Future Kick. But and the whole premise was, we're already off on a tangent, right? Yeah. I had created this persona for myself that I was Tyrone Savage and I was the world slap boxing champion, right? And this is before they, now they have those slapping contests.
Right.
But, when you grow up, especially in black neighborhoods, you got those guys that are slap boxers, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, so the first movie was going to be Slap Boxer. Then there would be Slap Boxer 2, Slap Boxer 3. And then we were going to do the Beat That Ass movies. And and I've written out God's honest truth, I'm not making this up. Tyrone Savage had his own MySpace page. And
bro,
that's how long ago this was. This is MySpace days. And the valuable lesson from this is never, you got to be careful who you tell stuff to, because I had a really good friend who was just like, would not let go of how stupid of an idea it was. And he was so vocal about it, I eventually gave up. And I never.
Bullshit, man. That dude's a hater. Because I already got a vision. Like as soon as you said that, I had a vision. You'd be like, from the studio that brought you, get the belt, 1 through 10. Comes Beat That Ass, starring Tyrone Savage.
So yeah, that was me, Tyrone Savage.
Question about did you get that from Randy Savage at all, or just how did you come up with Tyrone Savage?
It was just I actually have a friend whose last name is Savage, And when I was a kid growing up, I loved the Doc Savage books, and so I was just like, it has a ring to it. Tyrone Savage.
It absolutely does.
It's like, yo, man, I went to high school with this dude, Tyrone Savage. He was the baddest cat there is, right? And it just made sense. But then I had to spell it. I had to change the spelling.
Man, yeah, that I ain't gonna lie, that messed with my eyes for a second. My aunt wants to know, do you have any souvenirs from the shoot?
I don't anymore. I had all the Santa Claus suits for a very long time. And then Christina Cordum, who was did the special makeup effects, her and her husband also did a lot of like haunted house stuff. And so at some point I just gave them the Santa Claus suits. I think that's the only props I have still from the shoot. I think that's all I have. It was a long time ago. We shot this thing in January. We shot it over 3 days in January 2007, and it was a really quick shoot.
Where did you shoot? Because I think that question came up while we were watching it. Where was this filmed?
Okay, we had there was 3 or 4 primary locations. The where they're shooting dice in the beginning and the police station were the exact same spot. They were over in what's known as the Goldmark building in Northwest Portland in Old Town. Eventually, for a while, that exact spot would become Floating World Comics. But back then, it was just an empty space. So we built 2 rooms. We built the room where they're shooting dice, and then we built the police station. The community center is, for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. It's sort of like a lodge hall over in North Portland. It's right near Emmanuel Hospital. And it's not Revolution Hall, but it's got a name like Revolution Hall. It's on North Ivy. And then the warehouse where everything was at the end, the climax is it was like one of those, it was like a Habitat for Humanity type warehouse. I can't remember, but it's right under the Morrison Bridge. And I think that place has changed. And then Devil's Point, the strip club was Devil's Point, and I think that was all the locations.
Okay, it was the strip club is what Brett really prompted the question. Everybody wanted to know which strip club that was.
It was Devil's Point over on Foster, and what's funny about that was I'd made another movie earlier before I'd done Black Santa, where we were supposed to shoot a scene there, and they forgot. And so the whole cast and crew gets to Devil's Point to shoot this scene. There was nobody there to let us in. It screwed us pretty bad. But the owner, who's an acquaintance of mine, felt really bad. And so I guilted him like a year or 2 later when it was time to make Black Santa. And and the thing about Devil's Point, if anyone's ever been there, I haven't been there in a long time. And I don't mean this in a negative way. It's a small space, right? Which is really good if you're making like an indie movie, because you don't need a lot of people to make it look crowded, which is always why I wanted to use it. I wanted to use it in my movie Damaged Goods. We didn't get to use it then, but in Black Santa, I was like, we got it. And I knew for Black Santa, we were going to be there for hours. And so the hours of operation were something like 4 PM. So I knew if we got there like from 8 to 4, we could shoot really quickly. And someone stole my sunglasses there, my prescription sunglasses. I'm very upset years later still about that. So whatever.
How long did it take to film?
We shot like 98% of it in 3 days, and then we had some pickup shots, and the pickup shots there's only like 3 shots that were where we had a body double for Ken, and it was like where we're walking across the Morrison Bridge, and then when he looks around, there's a scene where he's looking down like at all the people coming out of the warehouse, and you just see Ken's back, and then he turns and we see his face. And I think that was it. It was just we got all the pickup shots in like 3-4 hours. But yeah, we shot it 3 days in January. It was mid-January 2007.
Okay.
Somewhere I probably have notes on the exact days.
This actually is a good lead into this next question by Elevate. Is how did you get that shot of you walking across the bridge?
I want to say I know we shot it at the Morrison Bridge, and I think what we did was we just we set the camera up on like one side of the bridge, and then we walked, and then I think we might have actually flipped it so that we were able to, looks like we're walking in the other direction. If I remember correctly, it's been a long time. So some of the stuff is just like little tiny memories, but it was on the Morrison Bridge, and we just shot it real. I mean, we didn't have any permits to shoot any of this sort of stuff. And rest his soul, Chris Witherspoon, who passed away last year. He body doubled for Ken, but it was his camera. We shot the movie with his camera, and so Chris did some of the fight scenes. Whenever the camera is behind Santa, or if you don't see Santa's face, it was Chris. He was a good cat. I really miss him.
Well, shout out to Chris.
Yeah. Anyone got questions? What do you want to know?
Yeah, we got a few more questions, and we got some comments that I want to share with you.
Okay.
First of all, you were gracious enough to tell us what happened to that vest, and so Gwen wants you to know that, that is the sentiment that you...
Oh, man. And that's exactly how I said it. I was at the bat mitzvah, and I said, "Hey, girl, you ain't a girl no more. You're a woman. Here's my vest." Just like that.
Here's a question for you. Are you thinking about a full-length movie at all?
I am so glad you asked that. We did this short. Again, we shot it in 2007. The whole idea was to sort of do it as a proof of concept, and it just nothing ever came from it. But I'm actually working on the script for a feature-length version. Ken and I have been talking. We've talked about it on and off over the years, and we just reconnected maybe 3 months ago after a long period of not talking, just because life gets in the way. And Ken was like, "I still want to do this. I still want to do a feature." And so I made a couple calls, and we are going to try to make a feature-length version, which will be have some of the same stuff. But anyone who knows me and knows my work, a lot of times what I do is I do sort of proof of concept things, and then I go crazy with it. And there's also, this was actually based on a short comic that I had done, and I'm also doing a longer version of the comic now. It'd probably be like a 48-page graphic novella, which is how long graphic novels used to be in the old days when I was a kid.
Would that be some of the files that I got to see earlier, right before we started? Is that related to this?
I sent you 2 pages if we wanted to give people a sneak peek of what this new comic is going to look like, because they're the 2 most disturbing pages in the comic.
Oh, okay. You guys ready for some more? Anybody want to? Yeah, let's do this. All right, here. Let's take a let's.
Oh, this is okay. So this is that ass. Okay,
not yet. Not this. No.
Okay.
I was just having fun. I was messing with you.
Okay.
Here we go.
So this is yeah. Go on.
No. Please tell us. You lead the charge. I'll do the slides.
This is for people that don't know. There was a time when I used to actually draw a little bit, and every year I would do my own Christmas cards. And so for holiday '97, I did a Christmas card. It was like a fake movie poster for a movie called Black Santa. And then over the next 2 years, I did 2 more. I did Black Santa, I did The Return of Black Santa, and then the final card was Black Santa's Revenge. This is the original art for the second card. This is for The Return of Black Santa. And this is, I actually found all this stuff like a week or 2 ago. So this is the original illustration that I did. I don't have the illustration for the poster of or for the card that was ultimately Black Santa's Revenge. But then the first ever drawing of Black Santa, I think, is what's coming up next, right? Yes. And there was some copy. I did some paste up shit, and it was like, it's slave for Whitey or something like that.
I mean, there's a lot to say about this picture here. Like, it's very classic blaxploitation poster, but I love how the bag has just got the fist on it.
So, but yeah, I drew this and then did it as a Christmas card sort of. It wasn't even a card; it was more like a flyer. I think. Is there another picture? I can't remember if
there is. Give me 1 second here.
The elf.
Look at that chest here.
There. There. I don't have one of the. I actually found one of the. It's like a 11 by 17 or something. No, it wasn't quite that big. It was like 8.5 by 14.
His chest hair, right. and she is very cold.
Yeah, it's the North Pole. They hit the North Pole.
Good point. But I believe this is what you're referring to.
Yeah.
So wait, you made this as a poster? Like, I'm sorry, did you say poster or like a flyer?
This was like I printed these up at Kinko's. For those of you that are too young to know what Kinko's is, now it's called FedEx Office. But you used to go there and you could make photocopies. It was open 24 hours. So if you knew somebody who worked graveyard, you'd go in with a 6-pack of beer and you could make all the copies you wanted for free. And so I made this up, and on the back of it, I just hand wrote little notes like to my grandparents or whatever, like "Merry Christmas, Grandma, Grandpa," that sort of thing.
You did not.
I did. I sent this out, and then I made copies for my mom. She sent it out to all of her friends. This was the Walker family Christmas card. This was it.
This explains so much about this. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say to that. But yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and share a few more comments and questions. That was wild. Okay. First, I want to share this one from my homie Nick, aka Mug and Play, on his YouTube channel.
Okay,
he got a suggestion for you.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and put it on record here. Now I don't know if a lot of you guys are familiar with a lot of David's work, but he does fake movie posters all the time, and he did a bunch for Portland. I think that, raise your hand if we think we should get some beat that ass movie posters and a series of slapbox posters, because I would buy that shit.
Oh man, we'd have to. That would require some serious work, but I would do it.
See?
There's this. Oh my God, yeah. Well, that was yeah.
Right.
Just
we got a question. Right, you got to do this. I'm gonna stay on your ass about it for real.
Okay.
We got a question from Mikey. Here we go.
Okay.
How was it directing actors in the blaxploitation style? Difficult since the style hadn't been used much in 30 years. Was it a tone they understood, or did it take coaching?
It didn't really take any coaching because Ken is old enough to remember those days. He wasn't really in any blaxploitation movies, although he did have a couple bit parts in some movies. So he knew it, and then everybody else was just kind of like, I just gave him basic directions. The funniest part was there's like 2 of the kids swear, right? I think.
Yes, I was going to ask about that.
So the little girl who swears, who says, I think that sounds like bullshit to me. That's Gracie Starr, and I, like I said, I made a few other movies, and Gracie was in all of them. Gracie was like, she was my muse. She was just a great kid to work with. Just her whole family was amazing. And right there on the set, I was like, oh, what would be cool is if we shot like three individual shots of kids like chastising Santa that he could flash on. Like that idea popped into my head while we were there. And so I was like, I knew like Gracie's mom was there, Molly, and I said to Molly, I was like, hey, you know, Molly, can I have Gracie swear on camera? And she's like, oh, it's fine. And so we got Gracie to say that. And then those other two kids who I don't remember, they were just like, they were some of the older kids there, and they looked just intimidating enough that I thought there'd be a nice juxtaposition right between them and Gracie. And whoever their parents were, I remember talking to them, and I think what did one of them say? Like, you know, oh, you're just a punk ass bitch or something like that, right? So I didn't have the other kids say rat soup motherfucker. You can stop it.
That's gonna live in my head from now on. You know that, right? Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know who I got that one from was that's Rudy Ray Moore. That's what he would say to people like in Dolomite, Human Tornado, and I still use that. I still call people that. So.
That is pretty funny.
Yes, Tyrone Savage on MySpace. I think Tyrone Savage had more friends than I did, actually. So, and yes, the old Floating World had two locations in the same building. Their first location was smaller, and there's a shot in the movie you barely catch it in the interrogation room. The uniform cop is reading a comic book, and he's reading Powers. He's reading an issue of Powers, which I ran over to Cosmic Monkey, bought it, and told the guy Vaughn who was playing the cop, just pretend you're reading the comic, because I knew I could get permission from Bendis, Brian Michael Bendis and Mike Oeming to show Powers. And then shortly after we shot that there, then Floating World moved over into that spot. It was the bigger of their two locations there.
Okay. We have another question coming in from Maat.
Okay.
Of course, you're a storyteller, no matter the medium. Do you get ideas for stories now that fit better for a movie than a comic?
That's a really great question. I'm having more and more movie ideas, and which kind of freaks me out because I am getting older, and it's making movies is a lot of hard work, and it's more expensive than comics. But it's an itch I'm not done scratching, right? And when you creative, like sometimes there's stuff you just gotta do, and so I've been watching a lot of movies on Tubi, a lot of Tubi originals.
Yeah, you have.
Get myself psyched up and go, man, you can make something at least this crappy.
I mean, yeah, I've seen some things on there. Yeah, the good information here. The short comic is in Imposter Syndrome, which Chaz has.
Yes, we did. I originally it was a black and white short that I published in Badass Mofo. And then we did when I did Imposter Syndrome, I decided to put it in there and finally get it colored. And I'm trying to remember, that was, I'm drawing a blank on her name. She's British. She's a colorist, Ellie something, I think. Oh, well, man. Oh, I'm terrible with names today. But I remember
it was a long time ago. Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Just a quick shout out to, I love the boots. This is referring back to the drawings.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I love her elf ears.
Yeah.
Right. I was looking at that too, because at first I ain't gonna lie. At first I thought you drew Uhura, and then I saw the ears, and then I was like, "What's happening here?" and then Kyle, shout out to Kyle, was why
she's an elf
with the
ears.
Right. Yeah. We were all over the place. Basically, we were basically all over. Yeah.
Yeah, well, these things happen.
And Nick says, I bribed so many third shift Kinko's employees with candy back in my Arts Alley days.
It's
how you do
word.
it.
I mean, seriously, I had some students at Portland State University. They're working on their final, and they were like, Yeah, where do we get stuff copied at? We need to make copies. And I was like, I don't know. This is how I did it, you know. But I literally, and in fact, one of the guys, I never bribed him with beer or anything like that. But one of the late night crew guys from Kinko's is in Black Santa's Revenge. He was no longer working at Kinko's, but I knew him from back in the day. And it's my boy Versatile who was in the Lifesavers.
Yeah,
Verse. So he worked at Kinko's back when I started doing Badass Mofo, and he was one of the people that always hooked me up with, you know, free copies and whatnot. So so I don't even remember if that's why I asked him to be in Black Santa, or if it was just like we stayed friends, you know, going on 30 years now. So
nice.
Crazy.
You know, actually, coincidentally, I never had to do the Kinko's thing.
Yeah,
because I was the Kinko's guy. I was the
were you?
Like, yeah, except I worked at Pitney Bowes, and so I was doing all sorts of things.
Did you ever do free postage for people?
For me,
we don't say that's against the law. I think.
For me, it's well, you know, I did a lot of things, David. Santa knows if you've been naughty or nice, he's all that cold. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Kristen, Lady K says, I will teach Max to say it, but I think that I'm not sure which phrase, so I'm going to follow back up on that. What was the name of that club? Oh, that was Devil's Point.
No, the name of the song at the club.
Oh, Song at the Club. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a Lifesaver song, and it's off their album Gutterfly. But I can't remember the name of the song. And what's interesting about that album, and this might be how
I know what's happening here. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Their album Gutterfly, it was meant to be a soundtrack for a blaxploitation movie that never got made, and they had all this like voiceover stuff of like, it was like Gutterfly coming for your mamas, and I did all the voiceover work for that, and then I wrote the press release for Gutterfly, which was nothing but lies. Everything was made up. And this was, again, the internet wasn't quite as big as it was. So when Lifesavers sent out the press release for Gutterfly, it was all about the movie that they recorded the soundtrack for, and the movie didn't exist. And I wrote this whole essay about it. And I want to say it was Rolling Stone or Vibe was like, who the hell is this filmmaker that people were trying to find proof that Gutterfly existed as a film. I love doing shit like that. I love.
Other side note too, you were in a video for Versatile.
I was. Yes, I was.
You were in one of his music videos. I remember that.
Yeah, no, him and I go way back. We haven't seen each other in forever. We still, you know, communicate pretty regularly. He's a great guy. Jumbo is great. Rev shines. I love Lifesavers. I mean, I feel like they're not only are they the best like hip hop group to come out of Portland, but I've always loved them, period, you know?
Yeah. The last time I saw Versatile actually was it was the year the pandemic started, and it was at the Little Brother concert.
Okay.
He was over there. Yeah.
We were a week before the lockdown, me, him, and this guy, Jason Lamb, were having coffee, and we were joking. We're like, it ain't going to be nothing. There ain't going to be no pandemic. And we were just cracking up. And then like 2 weeks later, the text was like, whoops, sorry.
My bad.
Yeah.
We got a question, comment from Chicago Lady. Blaxploitation movies never stopped being made. They evolved as cinema evolved. Black Dynamite is a good example of this.
I agree, except Black Dynamite is a parody of blaxploitation. The American Gangster is a blaxploitation movie. Sinners is a blaxploitation movie. So yeah, no, they never stopped making them. They just changed the name of what they call them. By the 80s, they were like the hip hop movies and the buddy cop movies, and then they became the hood movies like New Jack City and Boys in the Hood and all that sort of stuff. And like I love I like the movie Black Dynamite, but I love the animated show. And that was really that was sort of what Black Santa was trying to be, only I never wanted to go so I shouldn't say not the movie, the comic that I was doing. I wanted it to be more of a loving homage to blaxploitation, and I feel like the Black Dynamite series got it right, but I always felt like the movie was a little bit too. Same with I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, which while I liked both of them, was like there was, I know a lot of the folks like Jim Kelly and Fred Williamson and guys like that were really insulted by I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Jim Brown wasn't. He didn't give a shit. He took me and ran. But yeah.
Gwen wants to know, can we get a tour group to go to Floating World as part of the ESR movie experience?
Well, you wouldn't be. You'd be at the. I don't know what's in that location now. The Floating World now. It's over at Lloyd Center. But you could just go in and pretend. I mean, you could do that. I hear they made Black Santa's Revenge here, and just like go from that. Oh yeah.
It took me a second, and I was like, "Oh, that's right. They did make movies."
Master P's movies. Yeah, no, I mean, I talk about this all the time. It's just that the name changed. There's a cycle. There was a cycle change, and it was really the like. You look at 48 Hours, and with Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's movies are really sort of signify the transition of what blaxploitation became for a little while, and then it went on to something else, and then hip hop really had sort of took it over, and so what you saw with like the Run DMC movie Tougher Than Leather, or even Crush Groove, and yeah, you get me really nerding out if you want. I could even talk about The Deadly Art of Survival, which is the movie that bridges the gap between the 70s and the 80s, and most people don't know about that movie.
So what do you think then a movie like Harlem Nights was trying to be? What era would you think came the closest that it's trying to be reminiscent of?
I think he was trying to capture that 70s vibe that you saw in the Sidney Poitier, Bill Cosby movies, like Uptown Saturday Night, only he was trying to give it more of an edge. And because Uptown Saturday Night, which was the first of those three Poitier and Cosby movies, I want to say it was originally supposed to be Richard Pryor, and I'm trying to remember who the other actor was. It wasn't, maybe it was supposed to be Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby. Sidney Poitier wasn't supposed to be the star. He was just going to direct, and then something happened, and I'm trying to remember the all the details of it. But yeah, no, I think Harlem Nights was, Eddie Murphy doesn't talk about it too much, but if you go back and you find old reviews and old interviews with him and things like that, he talks about his love for those movies, and you can, he there's no way he didn't grow up on them, and so. I think in a lot of ways, Harlem Nights is, and it was, at the end of the day, that movie was panned by a lot of critics. It was the only time Eddie Murphy ever directed anything, but what you see is him trying to like make up for a lot of lost time, because so many there was this drought of no real black films for close to a decade, where it was pretty much him. He was one of the only ones holding it down, because Richard Pryor's career had already gone in the toilet at that point. And, I need to rewatch Harlem Nights, because it's I think that there's, I've actually never written about it. Maybe that's what I'll do for my Patreon. If anyone out there is interested, let me know if you want me to write about Harlem Nights or not.
Okay. Speaking of your Patreon, I probably should let people know that this is actually where I was screening the movie from, on David's Patreon, because this is the kind of thing that he posts on there. I am a member, been a member since he started it, but a lot of times he'll put like stuff he's made or even drawings. He's just been doing a lot of drawings, or here's a here's a episode of a series that he did before.
But yeah, Black Santa's Revenge is up, and it's available to anyone who's a paid subscriber. I'm not gonna take it down. It's gonna be up all year long.
Yep.
24/7, 365. So you can watch me get my head blown off every day if you want. I need to let my ex-girlfriends know that it's up there. They probably want to see that. So see me get shot through the head.
Also, but there's going to be other film stuff that he's going to do, or video stuff that will be available on his Patreon, and a lot of his comic behind the scenes work, his comic book work will be back there. Because you're going to put some. What?
You're so good. I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible.
This is what I do, man. Because he's gonna share some of his script work too for some of his comics and stuff.
Yep. And there's already some stuff up there, and did you have those Black Santa pages? Did I send you those?
Of course not.
I sent you an email. I think so, of the new comic. You should. Well, okay. Well, then don't worry about it. So.
Well, hey, they can come back for part 2. But I'm getting a lot of Right About Harlem Nights.
All right, I will.
Yeah, Right About Harlem Nights. Also, quick tip for some people who might be looking for blaxploitation movies or other stuff like that. Pam Grier's Soul Flicks on Roku shows a lot of these movies.
Yeah, a lot of them are on Tubi as well. And I think there's a new one, that's a new streamer that's popped up.
Do you still? Actually, now that brings up a good question. You actually have been pretty close with Pam Grier for years, isn't that right?
Yeah, we met like probably about 7 or 8 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that because it was before the pandemic. We're not close or anything like that, but I mean, we know each other, and we know each other well enough that she makes fun of me to my face and tries to embarrass me in public, But yeah, I know. I've met and hung out with Pam a few times, and I honestly, I've been very fortunate in that I met and knew, and in a couple of cases became friends with a lot of blaxploitation era stars, and some of those that I met, I didn't become friends with because they were jerks, but I can tell you that Rudy Ray Moore, who's in the Dolomite movies, was one of the nicest people I've ever met. Ron O'Neal from Superfly was a great guy. Dick Anthony Williams, who I never got to interview, but he played Pretty Tony in the Mac, was another really great person. Max Julian, a lot of these folks aren't with us anymore. But I interviewed a bunch of them for a documentary that I made a very long time ago, which is supposed to come out on Blu-ray next year, but we're still ironing out those details, so we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, oh, go on.
No, I was going to say, I have another statement from Chicago Landy, and then I have a question that I want to ask you.
Sure.
All right. So, Chicago Landy says there's an Eddie Murphy doc on Netflix right now. He speaks about experiences in making Harlem Nights and explains his disappointment in working with Richard Pryor, who was mean to him due to his illness. Have you heard anything about this?
Yes. And, well, Richard Pryor was notoriously mean to everybody. So, okay. Yeah, no, there's again, I'm going to rewatch Harlem Nights, and then I'll do some reading up on it to write about it. But it was one of those things. It came along at a time when Eddie Murphy was huge, right? People don't understand how big of a movie star Eddie Murphy was, and the Netflix documentary glosses over that part of his story, right? Like they can't get it straight how many kids the guy has in the doc, but. Harlem Nights was sort of like this natural progression. It's like, oh, it's time for you to direct a movie. And it's clear that he did not like directing because he never directed anything again. And the thing is he worked with all of his friends, all the people he idealized were in the movie. And what people don't get, and they talk a little bit about this in the doc, right? In that Eddie Murphy doc, about how Hollywood really tried to push Eddie Murphy as the next Richard Pryor, and he never was the next Richard Pryor. He was just Eddie Murphy, but they sort of pitted the two against each other. And then the entertainment industry as a whole clearly chose Richard Pryor over Eddie Murphy. And what nobody says is this, and this will probably be when I write about Harlem Nights, is that Richard Pryor gave up his throne to Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy didn't steal anything away from Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor made some really shitty movies and some really bad decisions. And the thing that most, like, Eddie Murphy made, if I remember correctly, 48 Hours came out the same year that The Toy came out. And The Toy is just some really bad, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, and then Eddie does, you know, Beverly Hills Cop, and Richard does like Brewster's Millions, right? And it was just like, yeah. And that was true at that point in time. And Eddie talks about that. Only one black comedian, there could only be one black movie star for the longest time. You know, the blaxploitation era not being is sort of an exception to the rule, but in terms of mainstream Hollywood, there's only ever gonna, for the longest time, there was only gonna be one movie star, one black movie star. And first it was Sidney Poitier, then it looked like it was gonna be Jim Brown, then blaxploitation happened, and then the 80s roll around, and it was Richard Pryor for a little while. But between his drug problems and his erratic behavior, him pulling guns on everybody, it, you know, Eddie Murphy just, and the crazy thing too is that you know, Richard Pryor was supposed to be in 48 Hours. He didn't make 48 Hours, and they got Eddie instead. And so I think that sort of weighed on Richard too in a lot of ways.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
I have two questions directed to me. One, Ken Foray was actually pretty damn fantastic. Not actually, I just like, I really appreciate his delivery and stuff in here. But how did you get him, and like, did you just go straight to him? Like, did you know that you wanted him to be your Santa?
It was hilarious, man. So it was 2006. We're at San Diego Comic-Con. I'd met Ken a few years before, so I'd see him at San Diego. We would talk all the time, you know, and he just knew I was a big fan of his. And my cousin, we were on the floor at San Diego, and he goes, "Man, you know what you should do?" And I was like, "No, what should I do?" And he goes, "You should make a short out of Black Santa's Revenge." And I was like, "Oh man, I couldn't do that." I was like, "Who would we get to play Black Santa?" I said, "The only person that would be good for it would be Jim Brown." And there's no way we could get Jim Brown. He's just not going to do it, right? I mean, I had Jim's phone number, but I knew he wouldn't do it. And so my cousin, his name's Sean, was like, "Yeah, you're right. There's nobody who could do it." And then I was like, "Well, what about Ken?" And he Ken Foray, and I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "He'd be good." And so I went up the escalator to Sales Pavilion at the convention center where he was doing autographs, and he knew Badass Mofo, and I think I even had a copy of the issue that the Black Santa comic was in. And I walked up to him and I said, "I want to make a short of this comic. Will you be in it?" And he goes, "Yeah, of course." He goes, "You just, you know, you're going to have to talk to my agent and all that stuff." And so I'm pretty sure that was the summer of 2006. And then we were shooting within like 5-6 months. You know, I scraped together the money. And it was interesting because, you know, the comic itself, the original comic is only 6 pages long, and there's no dialogue in it. It's a silent comic. And originally I was thinking the movie would be silent too, right? And then Ken said to me, he was like, "Man, you paid for a movie. Why would you?" He's like, "Let me act." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I wrote the dialogue. We, you know, threw it together, and the rest is history, as they say. You want to know the weirdest bit of trivia for Black Santa's Revenge?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you're freezing up on me a little bit there. So
yeah, I see you were freezing.
The weirdest bit of trivia. The cop that is the detective who's interrogating him.
Yeah.
You can still hear me, right? Just making sure.
Yes.
I'll give you. I would say guess who was originally going to play that detective, but you're never going to guess. So I should just tell you, right?
I mean, yeah, no, I'm never gonna guess, man. Just tell me. I'm not. We could be here
Huey
all night.
Lewis. Huey Lewis.
You mean like as in
Yes.
in the news? Okay.
Yes. I had a friend who was dating Huey Lewis, and I was getting ready to cast the part of the detective, and I was like, what would be funny is if we could get Huey Lewis. And like I can't remember who I said that to, and they were like, there's no way you can get Huey Lewis. And I was like, sure I can. And so I reached out to my friend who was dating him, and I said, this is what I'm doing. It's a short. It's called Black Santa's Revenge. Ken Foree's in it. There's a part of a detective. It will take all of 4 hours to shoot. I'll pay him, whatever SAG minimum is, fly him up, fly him out, all that sort of stuff. And she was like, okay, I'll reach out to him. And she got back to me and she was like, he just needs to know when. And I gave him the dates, and then he couldn't make those dates. And we were already locked in. Like, we were locked to Ken's schedule. Everything for Ken was built around him and his schedule, right? And so we didn't get Huey Lewis to be the cop. And I it's okay. I don't lose sleep over it, but it would have been fun to have, because people would have been like, that can't be Huey Lewis, and I probably would have written some dialogue specifically for him, like, if this is it, please let me know. I would have had him say, something like that.
That would have been pretty cool. All right, so when's the last time you saw this film?
The last time I saw this movie all the way through, like what we just did right now, it's been at least 10 years. It would have been at a film festival. And yeah, I haven't watched it. I've watched bits and pieces of it here and there, but I haven't watched it all the way through in ages.
Okay. Now, having seen it again and all the way through now, is there anything that stood out to you that you're like, I would love to reshoot this, or I would have added this in, or did anything like that pop out to you?
I would have shortened it. I'd probably try to cut like maybe 4 to 7 minutes out of it. I think it could be a little bit tighter. And I wouldn't have had the pointless nudity at this point. I would get rid of that.
I don't know about that, Doug. I don't know about that.
And here's the thing. This is the God's honest truth. The part of the reason I'd like to do this as a feature is because I have more story here. There was always more story that I wanted to tell, but it was never going to be able to fit into 20 minutes or 20 minutes or less. And there's a very basic reason why Black Santa needs his revenge in this version. But in the version that I've developed as a feature, there's like he has a lot more reasons to want revenge, and yeah. So we'll see if we can pull it off. I mean, I was crunching some numbers the other day, and as much as I joke about Tubi, I know Tubi will front some money, and I'm looking at some of the other crowdfunding platforms that are out there, and thinking about, okay, how much would it cost to do this as a feature? And we shot the short that you just watched. We shot the whole thing cost $9,000, and while that may seem like a lot to a lot of people, that was feeding all of those kids. That was paying the rent on all of the locations, because we paid actual rent for the locations. That was Ken's salary. It was paying the other actors. And the most expensive thing was the Santa Claus suits. The Santa Claus suits and Ken's salary was it. And the Santa Claus suits, Ken's like 6'5", 6'6", big guy.
Right.
And we needed big, durable costumes. And I knew a guy whose mother was a professional costumer, and he was like, yeah, my mom can get you these suits. They're the best suits you can imagine for the money. And so we had to buy 3 of them. And it looks like we've lost Sean, so I'll just keep talking for a moment. But yeah, we had to buy 3 of these costumes. We had to buy Ken's main costume. We had to buy the costume for the body double, Chris. And then we had to buy what we called the bloody costume, which was the one that we were going to get torn up and cover in blood and all that sort of stuff. And so I want to say we spent it was a little over $1,000 for all 3 costumes. They were like about $400 or $500 a piece.
Holy shit.
There you go.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. That's oh wow. One other thing I wanted to ask is, like, I also found a making of video for this.
Oh God.
Do you remember making this?
Yeah, I do remember this thing. There was supposed to be a behind the scenes thing. It never got put together, but there was one moment I wanted to share. Do I need to set it up beforehand, or should we just show it?
We can show it, like, because I wanted to save it for last.
Bad connection going on here. We keep losing Cerius Blaq. I think once he comes back, we'll just run this little clip.
Oh no, I'm here, David. I'm not the
back.
one freezing, homie.
David Walker, the writer, producer, and director of
Hello.
the short film Black Santa's Revenge, which was based on a comic book short that I wrote and published several years ago. I always wanted to turn Black Santa's Revenge into some sort of live-action film, and we got around to doing that, it must have been in about 2007. Film stars Ken Foree, who many of you know from films like Dawn of the Dead and The Devil's Rejects from Beyond. While we were shooting Black Santa's Revenge, we did a lot of behind-the-scenes footage, and but for some reason never got around to editing it. I was cleaning out a closet recently and found the tapes of all the behind-the-scenes stuff. So what I want to do is just share some of the behind-the-scenes mayhem. On the 3rd and final day of shooting, we'd been shooting non-stop, and everyone's nerves were kind of frayed, and Ken, who plays the lead in the film, had already played several practical jokes on me throughout the course of the production. He's kind of a jokester. And so this is Ken Foree, star of Black Santa's Revenge, Dawn of the Dead, The Devil's Rejects, pranking me, David Walker, the writer, producer, director of the short film. So take a look, and I hope you enjoy.
No, that's all. Don't need that.
You can feel the tension building right now.
What's up?
Yeah, man, I don't think I want to do this background shit.
How you want to do it?
I don't know, man, but this guy just enough up, man. What's his problem?
Chris? I don't know.
We'll just, I'm gonna get him, man. I'm gonna get him.
Well, what's up? What's going on?
It's a problem, man.
Okay.
It's a fucking problem, so.
Well, if we don't want to do the battering ram, how do we want to knock the door down? You just want to kick it in, or?
I don't want to do the fucking scene!
You guys
Damn, you scared me and I was in on it.
Oh, yes.
You got a quality actor, you believe.
It's only love, man. He took off the glasses. He said, oh man, what's wrong?
All right. Notice I never lost my cool, though. Valuable lesson for all independent filmmakers: never lose your cool.
I will not cry.
The 2 things running through my mind is, one is, okay, they've already fucked with me once today, so they're not dumb enough to try it a second time. And then I was thinking, I didn't even really see Chris and Ken talking. How could they have, what the fuck is going
And we pulled it off. Yeah. We pulled it off. You ate it.
He just took
6
years
years
off
it.
his life.
He ate it. He went for it.
So yeah, that was I've never been more terrified in my life than in that moment, because like Ken really had me convinced that him and Chris had gotten into a fight. Chris was the body double, and it was Chris's camera we were shooting. And when Ken just explodes at me, like I was terrified. And then out of the corner of my eye, I saw that someone was pointing a camera at me, and there was a red light flashing, and I knew they're fucking with me. So that was how I figured it out.
I don't know if I would have been able to handle it. Oh,
yeah.
Man. I don't know, man. I would have. Ooh, you kept your cool though. You're right. You kept your cool. Let's make this. We have one last question from Kyle. Shout out to him, by the way, and big ups to Kyle on his YouTube channel. It's Bionic Weasel. I see you. He wants to know, where importantly would you want to film the full length version now?
That's a great question, and I haven't given it that much thought, because I'm, as much as I would love to shoot it in Portland, I'm not married to it. I estimate the budget would be for a feature version would probably be about $100,000, and so I would shoot it wherever we could get it shot at most cost effectively. And if it was here in Portland, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. I don't want to think that far ahead. So, but right. We'll keep people posted after the new year. I'm going to go at it pretty hard. I'm hoping that the screenplay will be done by then, and then we'll just try to get the money. But it's like, get in, get out, shoot it as quick as possible. Like, I'd literally love to have it ready. People think I'm crazy when I say shit like this, but I'd like to have it ready for next Christmas. Like, there's no, like, the way I'm writing it, we could shoot the whole thing in about 2.5, 3 weeks. And then we would just edit it as quick as possible. So if we started shooting no later than, say, May or June, and if we had a really tight editing schedule, and I would shoot it with at least 3 cameras, so that we wouldn't have to do a whole lot of takes. I've shot other stuff that way. And if you do a multi-camera shoot, and if you know what you're doing, you can cut your time down by about a third to almost a half.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Pretty cool. All right. If anybody has anything they'd like to say before we get out of here, I'm going to start wrapping things up. But before I do, I just want to remind people that you can find David on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky. He doesn't answer on there, but he's on there. This is another look at his Patreon, and you'll see, like, here's the actual collections and stuff. Like, he's got stuff about his comics, the Anarchist Jurisdiction Gallery. This is a lot of great posters in this one right here. This was his latest book, or latest project, Creative Wellbeing, or part of his latest project. But yeah, and then lots of upcoming Blackenstein stuff that we're going to keep pushing him for, because that's also dope. And just, discombobulated, and lots of tutorials and such that you can find on his...
I know we've been running long. Should we show the, 30-second trailer for Beat That Ass?
You know what? We will end there. We will end with Beat That Ass.
And then you're going to end up calling me afterwards and be like, what?
No, it's... one other thing before that. Also, keep in mind, folks, that David and I are going to do another live event where we're going to be joined by our friends over at the Check the Gate podcast on New Year's Day in the afternoon, and we're going to watch, the 4 of us, Godzilla vs. Destroyer. Which will be an awesome event, because we'll be watching with our friend Gretchen Brooks, who is a kaiju master, and will probably school us both on some things we didn't know about that at that point. But for now,
Hi, this is David Walker, the writer.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on, I gotta get back to the... There we go.
This is good. This is going to be embarrassing.
Oh God, is it really that bad?
I don't know. You tell me. We're gonna watch it in a sec. So I want to thank everybody who's joined in for this. This has been I've wanted to do something like this for a long time, but here we go. You ready?
We're ready. Let's go. Oh Lord.
Is there no sound?
Oh my God. Oh yeah. It was delayed. Oh my God.
Don't you try and tell me what I know. What you tried to sell me years ago. And I can only hear it scream. This is the man of your dreams. And you can't just justify your compromise. Fear of being left behind.
There you go. Tyrone Savage beat that ass. You know you're muted, Sean. We can't hear you right. So that was the teaser trailer for Beat That. Oh man. Oh look, we killed Sean.
I didn't need y'all to hear what was coming out of my mouth. Just, oh my God.
I think we should just end on that. I don't even think we should answer any questions.
Okay, let's just go and get out of here. But somebody said they want to see more of that. 10 out of 10, no notes. So, all right. We're going to get out of here, y'all.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This has been a lot of fun.
All right. Bye-bye, y'all.